Hello, hello, beautiful Black women, and welcome to my 2026 Vision Board review and reveal. I do this every single year. I jump on live, typically on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but today just on YouTube, and I'll tell you why in a second. Because I like to go over the vision board that I showed you guys last year for the first time, tell you what did and didn't manifest, and then reveal to you the new vision board for this year. If you don't know, my name is Rushni. I'm a content creator and a certified life coach. I help Black women heal, amplify their gifts, and create lives they love that wildly love them back. Amen. And so, if you are watching, we are on YouTube tonight, an hour later than I intended to, because I spent the day traipsing all over an outdoor mall with my friend. And if you have never just spent the day exploring with a friend, going into stores, getting coffee, chatting, discovering things, I highly, highly recommend it. We were at the restaurant and I had to figure out how to push the video time back because we were just having an amazing time. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get into first my 2025 vision board from last year, and then I'm going to reveal my 2026 vision board from this year. If you don't know how I get this vision board, I host a virtual planning retreat every single year. Last December, I had 13 women participate. Yay! Um, and when I am finished hosting it for other people, I actually do the virtual planning retreat myself. Why? Because it's my virtual planning retreat that I came up with for myself many years ago, and I eventually packaged it up and I host it with everybody. But it helps me create the life that I want every single year and be very intentional. And so once I finish my planning retreat work myself, I create a vision board, which is a visual representation of my goals and my standards and my intentions for the year. So let's just get to it. Okay. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. This is my 2025, as in last year's vision board. My word of the year was audacity. Could you tell? Audacity all 2025. The absolute confidence of a mediocre white man. And let me tell you guys what the audacity word for 2025 was chef's kiss. If you have never picked audacity as a word, I highly recommend it. So much so that I had more than one friend tell me that they didn't want me to change my word from audacity this year because they were not done with audacious Rushni. That's literally what one of my friends said. They said, "Girl, I've been having a good time with big, bold, wild, risk-taking, confident Rushni." And I'm like, "Me too." I actually highly considered keeping my word as audacity. Hi, Vidal. Hi, I'm doing my vision board from last year review right now. And then I'm going to do the reveal all in one video. Okay. I loved having the word audacity as my word so much last year that I literally was this close, you guys, this close to keeping it for 2026. I eventually did not, but this is last year's word and I highly, highly recommend. Okay, last time or every time I've done this, you guys have said that you like when you can see the moving thing. So as you can see, I have it up here. I hope you can see that. I will just point to what I'm talking about on the screen and let you guys know what it meant and if it actually came to pass. Hi, Lori. Happy New Year again. Hi. Okay. So first, let's start up here in the top left. This is a adapted scripture. It says, "I'm steeped in God reality, God in initiative, God provision, flow and audacious confidence guide me, and I am 1% more Rushni every single day." This is from the daily affirmations that I said every day. I have an affirmation thing, and I have to definitely say that this year I was in this, yes, God's reality for me, which is a liberated, free, restful, seen, heard, and valued reality, is absolutely what's coming to play. Audacious reality, God initiative, as in um, chances and opportunities that I did not expect, absolutely. God provision, whoa, okay, so many times where I did not know how the provision was going to come. When I look at the entirety of 2025, I was absolutely divinely provided for. And flow and audacious confidence guide me. When I tell you I F 2025 up, okay? Hi, Marissa. How are you? I effed 2025 up. I kid you not. If you pick a word of the year, sis, you need to do 1 year of audacity and realize that if Chad is out here doing it, you can too. Okay. Anyway, so this went very well. Very well. This picture is a lady sleeping, holding money. The intention was not necessarily the money, but I'm not gonna say no to money. She was absolutely asleep, and this was just to make sure that my sleep hygiene was better. I did so on this goal because this year, as you will hear, there was a lot of transition going on, and I did the best I could with my sleep hygiene. So, one of the things I tried to do later in the year was implement a consistent bed and wake time because sleep quality, which I have very high in my apps that measure my sleep, for me is also important, but sleep regularity, as in going to bed at the same time every night and waking up the same time every day, is also very important, especially as you age. I haven't gotten the sleep regularity down to a thing, but I did really good with that. This plank chick is always on my board because I do a stretch flow every single morning, and part of that stretch flow was a plank. Yes, was. I know you guys are gonna be like, "What you mean was, Rashmi? I thought you was planking it out every single time you've done this." And I was. However, you may notice if you look around that I am in a different location. And in this location, which is where I sleep, this is my bed right here. I don't have any rugs. And so the planking every morning during my stretch flow came to a screeching halt because I can't plank on the wood floors. It hurts. Okay. So I do my stretch flow on the bed right here where my hand is. And when I get a rug, I'm gonna start planking again, but unfortunately, I'm very indecisive about what rug I want. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, you guys. And so unfortunately, Plank Lady is no longer with us. She's with us in spirit. She's with us in intention, but my elbows hurt, okay, when I try to plank on a floor with no rug. So y'all just pray that your girl get a rug because the floor is cold. I literally just ordered house shoes the other day because I'm cold. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. Winter, I don't care what kind of a place you got. Winter with no rug and no house shoes, it's not a good look. Anyway, this little uh 1, 2, 3, 4 is actually screenshots from me during a photo shoot. If you can see, I'm in a dress. This big blue dress right here is what I'm in, this giant one. These little 1, 2, 3, 4 is me dancing out in the streets. I was actually, um on, like, a walkway thing that they have in Chesterfield, Missouri during a photo shoot, and I had, like, a piece of cloth, which you can kinda see here in my hand. There it is in my hand, and it's going up and over my head in both of these pictures, and I was, like, whipping it in the air. This was to tell me to move my body more. Did I move my body more this year? I didn't. I wanted to get back to my dancing. I think in the previous reveal, I said I was gonna get back to my dancing. The way my life was set up this year, I just didn't do it. I just didn't do it, okay? So many moving parts, but that was the intention, it did not happen. Now there's a few other items in here. This one is a picture of me on a beach in Jamaica with a T-shirt that says, "When life gives you pineapples, make a pina colada," with a drink in my hand, right? Right before the pandemic at a friend's last minute 50th birthday trip. Thank God I went on that because it was November of 2019. I actually spent Thanksgiving on a beach in Jamaica, and then you know what happened the next year, so it was amazing. This picture down here of me with my locks, I'm super cute, is in the same beach chair on a different day with a T-shirt, a little crop top that says "Resting Beach Face," and as you can see, I had a stomach that had, waist beads on it because this was before my waist beads came against me, okay? Your girl had a waist in 2019, pre-pandemic, before perimenopause has started kicking me to and fro, and those very same waist beads right down here, you see them across that waist right there, those waist beads creeped up during the pandemic until they were under my boobs and then they burst off. So those 2 pictures, the Jamaica picture here and the Jamaica picture here, were to remind me of my former glory, to remind me that I travel, that I have friends that love me that I celebrate with, and, she was just cute on a beach. I wanted to have a little bit more of that in my life. Did I achieve that? I definitely achieved the relationships part of it. I achieved the showing up more cute and bedazzled. Like even today, I'm wearing this, which is one of my favorites. Can you see my glittery pineapple? And, just being I wish I could have shown you guys my coat. Imagine a yellow, this color yellow, textured coat that I just kept getting compliments on all day. She was cute today. Okay. This was for me to remind myself to show up with more intention. When I look in the mirror, I wanna see 1% more Rushni. Yeah. Don't just be out here winging it. I wanna look in the mirror. So that's what this picture and that picture was also about. There are a few more pictures on this board from last year that were just to remind me who I am. What do you think they are? First of all, I met Sarah McLachlan. This is me with Sarah McLachlan. This is to remind me that I'm the type of girl that meets Sarah McLachlan. It also was to remind me to do a few more fun things in my life, like go to concerts, etc. I literally just went to another one of my favorite artists the other day, Jonathan Brooke. I haven't posted anything about it on the internet, but sometimes you don't have to post about it for life to be amazing. Okay. I have seen that woman in concert probably 4 or 5 times now, and she had not come to St. Louis, Missouri for the past 20 years. And so she finally came to St. Louis and I went to see her. So that's what this was. This was to remind me that the life I was living, I do stuff like meet Sarah McLachlan. What do you think this picture with me and Mandela was for? It was to remind me that even when things look hard, rough, and life looks dark and it's kicking me in the face, which is kind of what 2025 has been doing, I'm the kind of girl that met Mandela by the time she was 19 years old. That's what that is right there. So this is me. And this is Mandela, and we're shaking hands, and I'm in Soweto, and it says Miss American Virgin Islands on that sash because your girl was beauty queening, okay? And by 19, I had met Mandela. So this picture and that picture is to remind me who I am. I'm the kind of girl that meets Mandela. I'm the kind of girl that meets Sarah McLachlan. There are a lot of other pictures of people like that I could have put on here, but that was just for space, right? That's what that was for. This was a picture of the photo shoot where these are, and this giant picture here, my head, the bottom of the dress is coming out the bottom here, my arm goes up and it arches over my head like this, and then I mirrored it over here. Once again, that was just to remind me that I was covered. I was about to embark on a pretty difficult thing that I'll tell you guys about when I show my vision board for this year, and that picture of myself, 1, to remind me that I'm a bad bee and I can take pictures like that on a whim when I just want to, and 2, that I'm covered. And this year was pretty astonishing. It was audacious, and I was absolutely covered in ways and times that I wasn't even expecting to be. So that's what that picture was. There is a picture of me in 3rd grade. This is me right here. United Colors of Benetton, yellow overall, United Colors of Benetton. We're right here. T-shirt with the color blocking. I said this on the last video, I will say it on this video, I always say it. I had just pinned my pigtail down. You see how my pigtail is sticking out? I will never 3rd grade. Okay, sorry. I'm getting lip gloss on here because 'cause I'm getting worked up. And the bobby pin betrayed me. Okay, I had put on my best United Colors of Benetton outfit, okay? But what you Gen X, what you know about that? The pin kept coming out, so I had just tucked it back in, I wasn't unaware. Okay, your girl been serving looks since then, and when I got the picture back, the goddamn end of my hair, you see it? It popped out. Betrayed. Anyway, that picture is so that I don't forget her. This is the representation of my inner child and the fact that she is important. She is a priority. Like even here, let me show this. This is not vision board worthy. This might be a little dusty, but I have a picture of me in my 20s. I don't know if you guys can see that, sitting right in front of me at my desk at all time, and my cats, Cole and Bumba, because this is my way of telling me not to forget the younger version of me. First of all, that's my 20s, y'all. Come on. She gonna be 50 this year. I just need y'all to get into it. just shocked myself. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Marissa, for my snaps. I will take those. Okay, hello. So, that's to remember the inner child. This was to remind me who I am. This was the same photo shoot. I had that gold flecking all over me. It's also to remind me that I started this photo shoot series as a four-part series. One was the element of air, which is why you guys were seeing all that blue and everything. And I'm supposed to do the other 3 elements, and I never got to it. I think I did that first one in 2017. 2017, you guys. We are 9 years from that photo shoot, which is wild work to me. Anyway, I need to finish that Elements photo shoot. I don't know when I'm going to get to it because I have a huge couple priority things this year that I am very hyper focused on, but we're gonna get to it. God spare life, like the old people say in the Virgin Islands. Okay, this picture right here is a drawing of a cup and an apple I did like 15 years ago. It was to remind me to get back to my art. Have I done it? Sort of. I do small things, you know. I got a little coloring book situation happening over here. I've bought some more paint. Ugh. I've pulled out oof, I pulled out my paints. Okay, that is actually a real easel right there with a bot painting on it. I have all my old blank canvases that I've had for years. I have dusted them off. That's a 6-foot tall paintbrush as a, just to remind myself that I'm an artist. So I've pulled my art things out, but I haven't gotten to them like I wanted to. But that's what this picture was supposed to be. Right? There was a lot of, like, get to it. I don't know if you guys remember, if you follow these at all, a few years ago, there was one, the year before last, it was like, "I intended to do this, but surgery. I intended to do that, but surgery." Okay. Last year was, "I intended to do this," but Imma tell y'all in a second, okay? So that's what that is. Up here in the corner, it says, "Thoughts become feelings, become choices, actions, and behaviors." I like to keep that on my vision board. I don't think I kept it on this year, but I liked in the past to keep it on there because when I'm finished with these vision boards, I actually print them out on a poster about this big and I stick them up on the wall in front of me. Now, I am not in my usual office, so all my vision boards are actually in my usual office elsewhere, and I'm gonna bring them over here eventually. I don't know where I'm gonna stick them though. I gotta figure out where they go because I got a different lighting situation here. But I like to put them right in front of me, and I like to have that thoughts becomes feelings, becomes choices, actions, and behaviors right in front of me. So I can remember that if my choices, actions, and behaviors are not lining up with the life that I want to live, it's probably because my feelings are jacked up. And if my feelings are jacked up, my thoughts are probably jacked up and misaligned. So now I got to get in there and figure out where I got that thought from. It's a reminder of the process of choosing, creating, and healing and aligning myself so that I can create the life that I actually want. That's what that is. This cute kid in a bunny costume is my son. The Halloween of 2024, he had just gotten out of the hospital. I'm talking about like a week and a half before, and he actually wasn't able to sit up for that long. So he wanted to be a pink bunny. I got him as a pink bunny, and we got an okay from the doctor to kind of do a bit of Halloweening with him and then put him to lie back down and then pick him. There was a whole thing. Anyway, we are now a year out, a year plus out from my son's back surgery, if you remember that, in 2024. I don't know what year it is. My son had back surgery at the end of September and almost died on the operating table twice, and they had to stop the surgery, put him in the ICU with his back temporarily closed for a week, and then they finished the surgery a week later. Okay, that was scary. Um, and then we brought him home. My This is here to remind me that I am the caretaker to my son, and it was to show how much of a priority he is this year. Update. My son had several open wounds that I was dressing from the end of 2024, right at this time when his back was open. His back is now closed again, because that's the second time I've had to wait for his back to close, but he has been dealing with pressure sores and I am still dressing wounds, you guys. So yes, if you heard me, you heard me. I have been dressing open wounds on my son's body since October of 2024, and it is January of 2026. So just pray my strength in the Lord, okay? If you are ever building your apocalypse team and you need somebody on wound care, she's right here, okay? I have a certain set of skills. This picture with the yellow umbrella, there's my head, there's my shoulders, and then my foot is down here, was taken in 20 no, in 2002, either 2001 or 2002. That version of me, yellow umbrella, hand out, there she is, leg down. She had quit her job, sold all her things, put things in storage, and moved to Florida. It didn't work out. I kinda crashed and burned, and I ended up back in St. Louis, and if I'm being honest, I ended up out of the frying pan and into the fire even worse than what I, ran away from. But if I had had this online community, especially let me tell you something, the Exodus Summit community, which the women that started the Exodus Summit community, they did something very similar, but they did it 10 years after me, I think. Let me think. I think the years that they say is like the 2012s or the 2010s, like a decade after me. If I had done that back then and had the support I needed, I would have never. Okay. So this is to remind me that she has always been trying to be free. This me with the yellow umbrella. This was me in my apartment complex parking lot in Tallahassee serving looks. And it's also to remind me that I've been serving looks just on a regular, okay? Just 'cause I can. Alright, this was a YouTube, designed pumpkin carving. It's the only pumpkin I have ever carved in my life, and I carved YouTube on it. So I thought it would do double work. It would remind me that I'm a creative person, and it would also remind me to focus on YouTube, and I did. I did really well. I my YouTube channel has been stagnant for years, but I actually got my YouTube channel to grow last year, which was a good time. I mean, not a lot, but I actually got it to go in a positive direction for the first time in years, which was amazing. Okay, this is this Care Bear right here is a Care Bear named Sherbert. Let me see. Sherbert is on the ground. Ugh. Can you see Sherbert? I can't tell. Yeah, Sherbert is has made it here to the second location. And it was on my vision board last year because right before I did this vision board, I had went to Target and gotten sherbet and my Ursula Squishmallow that I sleep with. Don't judge, okay? I can do whatever I want to. And I didn't get my Tabitha Brown avocado mug, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to Target and get my stuff," at the end of 2024, and then the Black said we were, boycotting Target, so I haven't been in Target since. So, ironically, I told you guys about this last year in the reveal, this Care Bear right here, and that was literally the last time I stepped foot in a Target, so it's been over a year. Mischievous pineapple. This little pineapple was actually at the top of all of my, social media and content for a while because it just looked audacious. It looked mischievous, it looked like it was up to all good. Sneaky little bugger. And I just felt inspired by it, and so I slapped it on there at the last minute, and it brought me joy all year long. This lady here in the peach colored tank top is walking. She was to also remind me to move my body, just like this moving me up here. I didn't do it. I intended to do it. I had all intention of keeping my walking up and all of that. This year, my body movements were 1 or 2 attempts at dance or flagging at a friend's gym because she has a space, a daily stretch flow without the plank because I did my best, but I never miss my stretch flow. I discovered a vibration plate because the same friend that has a gym let me borrow her vibration plate, and I enjoy it very much. The thing that I use it for is anxiety. I'm not really sure what else it's supposed to be doing. I think it does a lot of things, lymphatic drainage, and some people say it helps cellulite and all this kind of stuff. When I feel like my cortisol and my body is buzzing and my nervous system is all a whack, I get on that thing and it shakes me loose. It feels so amazing. So that's the extent of my movement. I do want to get into more movement. So that's what this lady was supposed to do. Didn't exactly do it. Okay, I did skip some more stuff. This picture was just me being cute with my locks. It was to remind me this one and this one were to remind me that I used to have locks, and one of these days, the locks are coming back. I literally thought about starting my locks again this year, you guys. I was this close. But I'm not there yet. However, don't be shocked if you see me just pop up one day and was like, "And she has another set of locks," okay? Because that was cute. Now, I do think my hair has thinned a bit since I started the original set of locks in 2020. I think I started them right after these pictures, so 2017 because perimenopause, but I had really thick hair, I had a lot of hair on my head. So my hair has thinned out because of perimenopause, but now my hair is just regular dense, like, it doesn't feel, like, unbearably thick. So I think the locks would look different, but we'll see. I forgot this picture right here, this picture with me serving face, and there's the body, and it comes down to these legs. This was a different photo shoot that I had done because I wanted to remind myself that I wanted to, like, be more, quote, unquote, "presentable." I'm Gen X from the island, so that's just what we mean, you know what I mean? Put together, a little bit more buttoned up, as evidenced by I didn't even show you guys that this is it looks like a two-piece set, but I did not buy these 2 things together. Can you see this? The pink You see it, right? Okay, I had the glasses changed today. I have the little, like, gold and silver pineapple here, silver bracelet here. I had a gold one of these on. I got the gold, right, the gold into the pineapple, and then I had, like, the mustard yellow, coat that everybody kept complimenting me on, and then I had, like, the kinda caramel color backpack, caramel color shoes. It was a whole look today. This picture and all the other pictures is just to remind me who I am. I think I've joked around in the past and told you guys that I used to do a lot of stock photos on these things, like this lady's a stock photo image, for example, and this lady's a stock photo image. And over the years, it's become more and more pictures of just me because I need to see Rushni. Um, I believe one of my coaching clients says that she will find a stock photo picture doing the thing she wants and then slap her head on top of it, which I think is hilarious. But also, like, listen, if it works, it works. Okay, so let me see. What else have I forgotten? This picture right here with the blue water behind it and the 4 ladies running on a beach was because I wanted to live a life where me and my friends run on the beach. Now, did I do that last year? No. Okay. Last year, your girl was fighting for her life. There were no beaches involved. However, I did foster amazing support and community spaces. So we didn't make it to running in, matching bathing suits on the beach, but life is a process. You know what I mean? And who says I can't get there? Amen. All right. So I think let me see. Let's come down here. Faith moves was just me recalling. Did I put last year's, let me say, I put last year's video of when I revealed this vision board. So if you want, you can go back and hear more about the faith moves. But that was just to remind me that faith without works is dead. And that if I'm not doing something different, then I actually don't believe what I'm saying. And then I need to work on the thoughts to become the feelings, become the things. Because people say a lot of words, but they don't do anything different. Okay. This picture, let's see. This picture on the side here was to remind me what I look like wearing makeup. I had gotten a bump on my eye at the end of 2024. I had had eye surgery on for something similar the year or two before that. And so in 2024, I stopped wearing makeup and I really haven't worn makeup that much. I intended to start trying again in 2025, but I'm a little like a trigger not trigger happy, but like trigger shy. What do you call that? Like, because I'm afraid it's gonna make the makeup did not cause the bump to my knowledge, but that doesn't mean that I'm not afraid. Okay. This picture was when I was this picture in the corner, me with my bosoms in this pink outfit that I created. This is actually like a exercise top and bottom that I designed that I've been meaning to put in my shop for over a year and I haven't, but she's cute. Was to remind me what I look like with makeup on. Because that day I had just went by my friend's house, we were playing with makeup, and I realized that when I put makeup on my face, I look like I'm wearing a filter. I did not get that done. I did not get that done. And then the last things are okay, let me see. Oh, I did that last year too. I revealed by mistake. I'm trying to get this to go down so I can down here on the bottom, it says, "If God is the God of the exit, that means that Rushni is never trapped." This I know you can't see it. That's why I was trying to get it to go away. Let me see. I'm going back and forth between oh, there it is. Okay. How did I get it to go? It says it right down here. This was a quote from Darius Daniels, and it was because I had something very intentional I was trying to get out of. and I had lived my life feeling trapped there, and I had to remind myself that I am never trapped. And then down at the very bottom, you can't see it very well again, but I'll tell you what it says. It says, "I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." Also from a scripture, right, in Psalms, and it's the end of a scripture I used to have. Matter of fact, let me just show it to you. These are the previous years, by the way. This is 2024. You see the scripture from 2023, "I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." So, this was from 2023's vision board, and I kept that I would have despaired unless I had believed part, because I was trying to get myself out of despair in 2023. I identified, and it's on here too, right? That was 2024, and now this is 2025. I took away the beginning part that I would have despaired, because by 2025, I was not in despair anymore. But I was still holding on to the end of that scripture, which is that I will see, right? It says, "I would have despaired if I did not believe that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." I had to tell myself, I will see it, right? And if anything, I will create it. And so that's why that's still on there. And so, without further ado, you already saw it. This is my vision board for 2026. And my word of the year is receive. Now, if you did the December planning retreat, I told you guys that my word of the year was delight. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Why, Rashni? I was I was going with delight until I wasn't. I was going with delight until I wasn't. It just it didn't give me what audacity gave me. And when I tell you I had a good time, thank you, Marissa. I had such a good time with audacity last year that I had to wait until something felt right. And I was talking to one of my accountability partners, Galanda, the other day, and on our call, we were talking about something, and I was just telling her that I was available to receive. Like, I was creating a life that was so aligned that I am anticipating what comes to me when I ease into flow and I learned how to receive. And then I just stopped and I was like, that's what's going to happen this year. This year is going to be about receiving. Audacity was about the energy of going forward, taking risks, and exiting. And this year is going to be about settling in and allowing things to come to me. Oh, I forgot. I always forget this, but I'm not gonna forget it now. You see in the background in the white space on last year's, there's little dollar bills falling down. That was because I was working on my money blocks and my issues with money. Did I do well? Yes. I made 3 times the money I usually make last year. All right. So let's just review this one. The first thing you'll notice is I like to repeat images. Right? You see this chick in the middle? That's me, and I think I was in the middle. Yeah, I was in the middle of this one too. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Money, 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 money. The money blocks thing, Marissa, I think you've heard this story before, but Imma say it again. I had a dream in spring of last year, that made me realize that I was not tapping into my creative abilities as much as potentially possible. I told my accountability partner, Galan, that I just told you guys about, what if I spent the rest of this year not just being audacious, but actively tapping into my creative power, specific. You saw how that word tried to kill me? Oh, mm. Specifically when it comes to money. Okay. And I did that. I just started making choices, thoughts. I changed my thoughts that would then change my feeling about money based off of the dream I had. That then changed my choices, my actions, and my behaviors. and it turned out that that was the outcome. Amazing. Anyway, the one thing that you might notice is that I like to reuse pictures, okay? Oh, I skipped a picture, and it was one of the most important pictures. Let me go back. In the background right here, you see this picture with this yellow couch, you guys? I'm gonna show you something, and then you'll understand why it's so important, in this year's vision board. This is 2025's vision board, and this vision board has that yellow couch picture. You see it, right? That yellow couch picture has always indicated that, 1, I want my living space to look like Rushni lives there, and 2, it always to me, it always, represented to me a very specific goal that I never fully share on the internet. If you click back, you will notice there it is, and that was the year Cat Williams was on the chair. There's that right there, and if you click back, it's there. That yellow couch picture. And there's a couple more. So there's several years that yellow couch. And there it is. There's a yellow couch picture in the bottom corner. So the one thing, and I'll share this with you, the one thing you'll notice about this is I reuse pictures. The second thing that you will notice about this image is it's a lot simpler, right? A lot less pictures, little tiny things all over. I kept it real tight and simple. The third thing you'll realize is I really liked how that gigantic audacity in the middle of the picture looked. So I kept receive big and audacious and ridiculous and over the top in the middle of the picture. And the other thing you will notice is the couch picture is there and is taking up more space. Now, here's the thing. This couch picture is indicative of where I'm sitting right now because you guys, I am separated. Hey, thank you. Thank you, God. And that picture has always been my intention to have my own space. And that is what you guys are watching me sit and do this video in right now. Yay, me. I would cuss. Okay. I'm trying to keep it cute. I'm trying to keep it cute. Okay. But you see it right there. And it's been on my vision board for years. Just gonna tell y'all what I was doing, okay? And so that is part of why everything is so much simpler because your girl is hyper focused this year on just a few things. What are you focused on, Rushni? First of all, inner child Rushni is much bigger. She cute. Of course, she's cute, and you can see the egregious bobby pin situation that I keep bringing up, and yes, every time I show you guys this picture of me in my United Colors of Benetton outfit from 3rd grade that represents my inner child, I'm gonna bring up the fact that that bobby pin betrayed me, but she's bigger because I'm focused on just a handful of things in 2026, okay? 1, inner child Rushni, she's top priority. Healing to me as I breathe on 50's neck. And you guys, we're 109 days out from my 50th birthday, which is wild. We're literally in the year, okay? 1976, everybody, we're up. It's our year. 1976, we're up, okay? One of the things that I've learned as I'm about to turn 50 is healing has been a return to myself. A return to wholeness, a return to the me that God intended me to be, the divinely created me. Oftentimes, I learn that she already knew. She already knew. Now, did she know through a healthy lens? Not necessarily. Did she know through a mature, emotionally mature lens? Possibly not. Did she know through lived experience? Of course not. This particular me was in 3rd grade, okay? But she knew. And so this is to remind me, and I made her bigger, that she is top priority. Second thing that's humongous is my son. This is my son, Zion. He is 13 now, you guys, and he will be 14 this year. He made it through surgery season. We've made it through 3 years of him having emergent reasons why he has to go to the ICU. Last year, our goal was no emergent hospital visits, and we did not have any emergent hospital visits. Emergent meaning, I wake up in the morning, I think I'm going to bed in my house that night, and I end up sleeping on a chair in the ICU. I had that happen 3 years in a row. I did not happen last year. Yay. And that is still a goal. He is healing. His back is healing, right? We still have a bunch of medical stuff going on, which is normal with a medically complex child. But I just want y'all to get into this kid, okay? This this kid right here. Also, if you look at young me and you look at him, there's a little bit of resemblance. At one point early on, I thought my genes weren't fighting at all, but they fought back a little bit. I'm in there a little bit. Okay, I'm in there a little bit. So this he is here because he is absolutely a major priority this year. I'm a caretaker to my son. And a lot of the decisions that I'm making in my life right now are because I need him to have his best outcomes. And so that's why I put this picture. Also, look how great he looks. Gotta love him. Okay. Of course, I shared with you guys that my word of the year is receive, and that's why that's in the middle. And I kept it a whole lot simpler this year, so there's a lot of receive, right? I really enjoy these pictures I took in this photo shoot, and so this particular one with my hands lifted up, the black and white one, I just thought it just looked like I was reaching up to receive something, and that's why I put that there. So that's just 1, for me to remember who I am. 2, to keep my eyes on the fact that I need to finish that photo shoot series, God Spare Life. 3, it looked like receiving to me. It looked like receiving from the divine. That's also why I added this sun behind, because the sun goes with the plants, which I'll talk about in a second, but it also was indicative of receiving from the divine to me. Okay. I don't know if there's any other symbology behind it that I don't know about. If you come up with something, that's up to you. I didn't mean all that. The only other reason that the sun is important in this picture, besides receiving and besides being a source for all the plants and the reception, is this particular image of the sun looks like some rough acrylic paint. I found a rough acrylic paint sun in Canva, and I really like that because my paint medium of choice in the past used to be heavy glops of acrylic. I used to like to make, like, textured acrylic paintings where I use the acrylic to build texture, and this image, which I did fade out, kinda reminded me of that. So it's a reminder that I need to bring my art back. It's a reminder of reaching up to receive, and it's a reminder of provision and source, if you look at the plants, right? Speaking about the plants, I added a bit of some pothos and philodendron vines to remind myself that I am actually a plant mom. I love being surrounded by green things that are alive, and I've been killing my plants, and I need to resurrect them. Now, you guys hear me saying there's been a back and forth. I actually have 2 places that I am existing in. The home that you guys have probably seen me in for a bajillion years now, and this place. And my plants have suffered. So this is to remind me that in 2026, I need to bring back what I can bring back. That is also why this ridiculous bird of paradise is behind me. I mean, do I have to explain that to you guys? Look at it. It looks like I'm growing out of the ground. The bird of paradise just ha ha. It's giving growth. It's giving green. It's giving receiving from the sun. It's giving dancer, which I am. You know what I'm saying? The name bird of paradise, it's a plant that grows in the Virgin Islands where I'm from. I just look like I'm sprouting out of the center of it, ready to receive. Do I need to explain why I picked that giant? Anyway, and it's also reminding me that I need to bring these plants back. I had a ex many years ago who had a green thumb, and he bought me my first plant. And back then he said to me, "You need to have something in your apartment that's alive besides you." And I remember thinking, "What?" He could make anything grow. And I have always since that moment had plants around me in small or big quantities, and I need to bring it back. The space that I have right now, like this is a fake plant right here on the ground. I think it's the only fake plant that no, there's one that I left at the house. So everything else is alive and they've been struggling. So that's what that is. Okay. So I got to the top. I left the money. You see the money tumbling to remind me to keep going when it comes to my finances. I have to keep going when it comes to my finances and continue to bust up all of my creative and money blocks. Okay. Just keep doing what I've been doing, moving audaciously, understanding that I don't have to break myself and do things that are misaligned to have provision come in and just keep doing what I was doing last year. Okay, let's come down here. This is a photo shoot. This picture of me in the yellow dress. That is a photo shoot that I did. Let's see, April, May of this past year, um, with a friend who also took this picture right here. The one with me with this dress back here, she took that one last year, and this was a fun photo shoot, and that is to remind me once again who I am. 2, look how cute I look in that photo shoot, you guys. 3, to show up in my brand, and also that I'm turning 50 this year. I don't know if you can see, you can't see, let me see. I'm gonna move myself so you can see my little 50 balloons. Can you? Where can I put myself so you can see the 50 balloons? Oh, that is not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. There we go. I'm gonna put myself there so you can see. You see the little 50 balloons I just threw? My 50th birthday is Cinco de Mayo this year. I will be 50 years old, and the irony is, I was just talking to my friend because I have a vision for what I want my 50th birthday, like the actual day to look like. And there's so many moving parts in my life that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually make it happen. And I was telling her how tired I am. I'm like, I am so tired. I don't feel like doing it, which is not like me because if you have been around, I never assume anybody's been around, but if perchance you've been around here since I did my 40th birthday, I did a whole cruise. It was planned. I invited you guys to come with me. I think I had like 14 women on a cruise. It was a whole thing. I am a planner. I am a person that likes to do that kind of stuff. I don't want to do none of that this time. I'm exhausted. I have too many things going on in my life. And this is just to remind me that I need to create something for my 50th birthday that is joy. And this is one of the big focuses, right? So this year I'm focusing on, um, oh, did it pop up? Where did my display go? Let me go back to this and see if it'll, huh. I feel like it's not showing you guys the whole thing. Give me a second. No, I don't wanna exit full screen. I just wanna bring it back down to what it was showing before. It's fine though because oh, there we go. Okay. Um, that's to remind me. Now, I'm already failing because I'm tired and there's some stuff I need to focus on this year, which we're getting to. But, that's why the vision board is so much more simple, you guys, because I got to focus and knock 2026 out. Inner child Rushni, my son, my 50th birthday, and this this image. Okay, we're getting to that. The plank lady is still on here. Am I planking? No. I told you guys I'm not planking because I don't have no rugs. Okay? I can't plank on this floor. So that is to remind me that I wanna get back to the plank. I wanna get back to my core work. I need to be able to do this. Thoughts become feelings, become choices, actions, and behaviors is still on here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to make this go away and show it to you guys, and I'm not getting it consistently. But it's right here in the white. Thoughts become feelings, become choices, actions, and behaviors. And when I figure out how to get this gray thing to go away consistently, I will do so. Let me see. You see me clicking on it and okay, there we go. I won't move, at the bottom. So I kept that there for the same reason because it's just a reminder to me, and I made the "I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living" scripture larger. I did not add back in, "I would have despaired if I did not believe," which was there 3 or 4 years ago, because I am no longer in despair, and I no longer disbelieve. Okay. I also took away if God is the God of the exit, I am never trapped because I am exiting and I am not trapped. Clock it, as the young people say. Okay. And let's get over here. I added this woman from the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater in the bottom. I'm not going to click on the screen because it's going to pop up that gray thing. But if you go all the way to the bottom right, okay, there's a lady kicking with the white outfit and her leg is up. That is to remind me that I'm a dancer. And to still this year, I have all intention to consume more art, go to places where I am surrounded by creatives and people creating and where I can create, and that is music, that is art, visual art, that is dance, which is my favorite and most, profound way of expressing myself and where I have lost that, and I want to bring that back. So that is what that picture in the bottom is. Oh, I just remember something. Okay, okay. The lady in the peach coral colored walking top, she stayed on there. I took away a lot of little things on from the last one, but the plank lady and the peach lady stayed there because I still have every intention to dance, to move my body, to plank. It's a fitness situation on the bottom because say it with me, your girl is turning 50, which I'm covering up right now, but you remember it there. The other thing that I might go in and add something extra is the picture of me in the yellow dress. I love the I have 3 or 4 versions of that picture, and I'm smiling, I'm looking sexy or whatever, I like to give separate faces, okay? I don't know if y'all know this about me, but one thing about me is I'm gonna take a good picture. So that one is also to exemplify 2 things. 1, I want to get back into modeling. I have always had modeling is a dream deferred. There's some trauma there, just like my art, there's trauma, and this is me returning to self, right? But I always wanted to model ever since I was a little girl. And even to recently, a few years ago, I had a goal of doing commercial modeling and getting like on a plaque in Target. That was like one of those big things in Target. And then we decided we were boycotting Target. The blacks threw me out of my goal. And like I said, life has been kicking me all over the place. But I still have that goal. So that picture in the yellow dress is to remind me that 1, I wanna get back into modeling. The picture in the center, the grayscale picture is to remind me that I wanna get back into modeling. And the picture in the yellow dress, I specifically chose the version of me laughing because one of my goals this year is to get my funny back. And what I mean by that is I create humor-filled spaces so that other Black women can heal, and the reason I do that is because I'm a naturally funny person. I've been on the internet for a really long time, started out with hair stuff. I wasn't trying to be funny, but the feedback that I got in general, even when I was trying to not be funny, was that I was being funny. I might not be funny to you right now, but I don't even understand what I'm doing to make people laugh. At least once a month, somebody tells me that I should do stand-up comedy, and I'm sitting there thinking, "I'm not even trying to be funny." So I leaned into the funny for several years, and there was a good stint of my online life where I was having like viral videos because I was doing like funny videos. And then I really kinda lost my funny a little bit. Not that I became an unfunny person, obviously, I mean, if you've been listening to me, I'm still a person that'll cut a rug, and I can make people laugh, I do that thing. But I kind of lost my overflow of funny, right? To be able to create funny content and to have a lot of ha ha, he he in your life, you gotta be able to fill yourself up with the ha ha, he he, and then be able to give it to other people, which is why I am always astonished by content creators who crank out consistent funny content, especially in today's climate, because ain't nothing effing funny going on. So the reason why I picked that picture of me smiling and laughing like that is as a reminder that my joy is actually resistance and my funny is resistance, and I need to quote unquote get my funny back. So that picture has like double duty. The last image is the picture of the yellow couch that I shared with you guys. Now, do I want a yellow couch? I would have gotten a yellow couch. I have a yellow chair. This yellow chair that you guys have seen in the background. I think I got this chair like 2 or 3 years ago and it was in my office, um, was probably a manifestation of that yellow couch, like, just subliminally in my brain, but I'm not gonna have a yellow couch now because this place that I'm in is an apartment. I don't know if I said that, okay? Exclusive, okay? I'm in an apartment, and the way that I fill this apartment is with my things, like, this is my desk that you guys, have been talking to me on years and but also, I was gifted a massive amount of things from people, and I was gifted furniture. So the furniture that I have is not a yellow couch. Okay, if I had to buy a yellow couch, I probably would have bought a yellow couch and to manifest the actual totality of what I've been wanting. But I was given so the stuff I got is there's a yellow chair out there, like a mustard and yellow chair, and there's a beige set, and it was free, okay? Because 'Cause Imma tell y'all something. One thing about me is I have given to so many people over the years that when I told the people in my life and online and in the free group that I'm in and my friends and stuff that I needed things. I didn't have anything. People just started giving me stuff to the point that it got overwhelming. Okay. Talk about reap what you sow. It was a lot. Apparently I had sown a lot. Okay. And so I got furniture. It's not a yellow couch. And that picture is for me to focus on finishing what I have started. I'm finishing what I've started, you guys. Now, am I gonna go into detail? No, but anybody with any awareness could figure out what's going on. I, have envisioned pursuing my peace, and my peace meant not being in the same home that I have been in for 20 years, and that is currently happening. It's part-time, but it's happening, and that is my major focus this year. So we have Rushni finishing what she started and pursuing her peace. We have Rushni laughing, turning 50, and, modeling. We have focusing on her inner child. We have focusing on her son, focusing on getting her money, and making sure she's growing, seeing the goodness of the Lord, receiving things, and resurrecting these plants. All right? And that's my vision board, uh, reveal and review for 2026. I cannot believe we are already halfway through January. Every year I go back and I rewatch the video that I did before this, um, to the reveal and review, and I was jipper last year. I don't know what I was on. I think I'm in a much more somber place lately. 1, perimenopause has been tossing me to and fro. 2, as I told you guys, life has been full this year, okay? Your girl moved out of a home that she has lived in for 20 years, and I am still primary caretaker to a son with special needs who was healing from back surgery that he almost died in, and I have been dealing with that, dressing wounds for the past, let's see, October to October is 13, November, December, January, 16 months and counting, while pursuing my peace and remembering that if God is the God of the exit, I am never trapped. It's been a lot. Hopefully, I've looked pristine doing it. And even if I haven't looked pristine, listen, okay? Your girl is creating a life that she loves. Marissa said, "Yes, so excited to see this vision come to fruition." Yeah, I how do I say this? One of the things I always want to encourage anybody watching my videos, anybody that has been on this journey with me for years. I'm talking about the people who watched me eons ago or the people who just found me last like this morning and just happened to be on this video. You have agency to create whatever life you want. It may feel like you don't, and if you feel like you don't, I understand. I was stuck in basically functional freeze for decades, and validly so, right? I've had many a therapy appointment, and I have discussed this in length. And as I breathe heavily on 50's neck, and I have cultivated peace, agency, and more access to my prefrontal cortex. More access to the thinking part of my brain. I promise you that even in the midst of chaos, which is I'm jumping on live tomorrow to talk about how to create a life you love when these daggone mother acting like they done lost their bloody mind out here in the United States. But I didn't want to do that, okay? Because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do my stuff, okay? I promise you that no matter how stuck you think you are, I have multiple depression diagnoses. I have a PTSD diagnosis and a partridge in a pear tree, okay? I got a kid in a wheelchair. I've been out of the job market for 15, 16 years so that I can be the primary caretaker to a son with special needs. I had the traumatic pregnancy. Like, I got a list a mile long. And yet, I have, and you have the capacity to learn new thoughts that become new feelings, that become new choices, actions, and behaviors. And over time, you can create a life that you love, right? And that's what I'm doing. And I encourage you that you can do it too. If you are a person that's watching me and you would like to work with me, I am a certified life coach. I think I mentioned that. And ladies who did the Create Your Life 2020 um, December planning retreat, our first call is this Sunday. Well, thank you for joining the co-working. That was nice fun last week. And our first accountability call is this Sunday, January the 18th. You will be getting an email with a reminder for the link. I do also think I dropped the link in the actual course. If you want to do the Create Your Life virtual planning retreat, it starts again on June 5th. The June 5th cohort gets 9 calls, accountability monthly accountability calls, um, and you can find out more about it at bit.ly/virtual planning retreat. Okay? The price for the planning retreat goes up on the 1st of every month. The 1st of the month. This is the lowest it's ever going to be, the June one. This is the lowest. So if you go out there, this is the lowest it's gonna be. If you join the wait list, I sent you a coupon code. You get a discount if you join the wait list. But this is the lowest. So if you're like, "I want to get in where I fit in starting June 5th and have your week-long planning retreat modules, workbook, videos, calls, have a plan that just like I have a plan that you see visualized in my vision board after the fact. I don't just slap things together on a vision board, you guys. Don't do that. Nothing happens. I literally had a friend meet with me last week about vision boarding, and she said to me, she was like, "I need you to help me because you show me your vision board and you be doing the stuff on your vision board." And I was like, "That's because I don't just make a vision board, I make a vision, and then the vision board is just a demonstration of the vision. I make a vision." Okay? So if you literally don't know who you are, where to start, and you're just like, "Girl, I don't even know what that means." Okay, all I know is cutting out a bunch of stuff and then being depressed because it never happened. Bit.ly/virtual planning retreat. At least visit there, read the testimonials, okay? Um, read the information about what it entails. And if you are interested, I would love to have you. Also, not gonna lie, they out here acting up. It's a safe space for black women. Not gonna lie, black women. We in there having a good time. If you're looking for a safe place of like-minded people who want to create something in spite of the ridiculousness happening to and fro in the United States, bit.ly/virtual planning retreat. Still I rise. Still I rise. Still I rise, Miss Shawn. All right, you guys. I did it. I had the most impeccable day. I'm not even gonna you guys, I know the vision board thing is done. Let me tell you something. Call your friend and tell your friend, "Hey, let's go to this random place." Like we went to a um outdoor mall thing. And let's just walk around. Meet me at this coffee shop. Let's walk around. Let's see what we find. We had a thrift store situation. We went and got coffee. Then we found a better coffee shop we should have started at. We found some chain stores. We found a lot of eclectic stores. We found a bookstore. We were in a restaurant. We was just having a good in a furniture store. It was a good time. Okay? I've started doing artist dates once a week and pushing myself out to just do something solo dolo or with a friend. And this was this week's artist date. And when I tell you I had the time, I had the time of my life. Lori said, "Thank you for this. You will receive everything you envision in 2026." Thank you, Lori, and then Awesome. All right, you guys, I'll be live tomorrow with a bit more of the January reality check. I just had to get this out of the way. Tomorrow, we're going to sit here and talk about the fact that these jokers are trying to F us up. These motherfuckers are crazy, like Kamala said. Okay. This man got frontal temporal dementia and they got him propped up like Weekend at Bernie's. And what we as Black women who could have told you this was going to happen, what we can do about creating our lives in spite of it tomorrow. I think I have it for 7. All right. Be well, you guys. Be encouraged. Oh, don't do that, Rushni. Show them your shirt. Here's a pineapple. Okay, okay, okay. Bye, you guys. Create an amazing year. Bye.